Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, in terms of the future, what in the world's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in terms of having possibly more waves of this sickness, I'll put it, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here. Having new waves of this sickness in the future. What about having economic problems that cause really big issues that some people aren't even aware of? Maybe even what about some of these theories that people have about this time of the world, and are some of those right, or some of them completely missing the mark altogether? So I don't know. We're going to take a look at that today because we take a look at the tea with the tarot on this channel. So I like to tell people I am a licensed mental health clinician, and I'm also a spiritual intuitive, and that's why we do this here on the channel. And everything that we talk about is meant to be helpful, not hateful. We're meant to just sit here and have some fun and play around with this, experiment, see what we get. We've been pretty spot on a lot of times in the past here, so we'll keep going with it. And guess what? Today's my birthday, okay? Today's my birthday. Here we are in quarantine. I'm older than dust. I should be carbon dated at this point. Please forgive whatever state this hair is in. We're all in quarantine. This is as good as it's gonna get, alright, people? This is as good as it's gonna get. So, let's go ahead and get on over here. Let me scooch myself over here. And take a look at these cards. So those are the kind of questions I want to look into today. A lot of people are saying don't look into that. It's not gonna get views. It's gonna backfire. I know that, but it's what I feel compelled to do because it's what's on my mind. So I think it's important to take a look. But everything we talk about is just alleged. This is purely for entertainment. So just putting that out there. Just a girl with her cards. Just an old woman with her cards on her birthday. Y'all really gonna trash someone on her birthday? I'll be like, nah, I'll wait till the day after. I know, y'all. Alright, so let's dig in here. First question first. Are there going to be more waves of this? People are saying, oh, once this is over, it'll be nice, because things can go back to normal. Will things be going back to normal, or are there going to be more waves of this to where, hey, y'all, you're looking at normal. This is somewhat of a new normal now. So let's see what we got here. Woo. Very first card. That's kind of, okay. Yeah. Woo! Did y'all see that card flip? I don't know if it showed. I'll have to watch this back and see if it went in front of y'all the way I saw it. It looked like that to me. So I usually start out with 6 cards and kind of go from there. I got several questions I want to get through today, so I'm going to try not to take too long on any given question, but we'll see what's in store. Sometimes the cards have some different ideas of what's in store than I do, so we'll acclimate. Alright. This is, okay, before I even get into it. What we're seeing here, the 4 of Cups right here, upright, this is a card sometimes indicating boredom or indicating, we're not happy with what we've been dealt. So that's kind of a sense of what's going on. This is our validation card to say, that the card, spirit, whoever, that it recognizes that this is where we are, a validation card. So people are bored, people are unhappy with what's going on, what's new. Moving on here. this is where things get weird. So this is a lack of celebration, saying that right now everybody's kind of feeling like, ugh, you know, there's nothing that people are super excited about. It's my birthday and I'm not doing anything for it because there's not a whole lot you can do. I made my own cake, you know, stuff like that. So lack of celebration. What we're seeing here and here, though, is that there will come a time soon after this, so not too distant future, where people feel better emotionally and feel better financially. So it looks like there's going to be a period of time, at least coming up soon, where people are going to be better off. I'm assuming that that's meaning, you know, with this quarantine lifting, bit by bit, people feeling less isolated and having their emotional needs met more, people being able to resume work, get back to their jobs for people who were maybe temporarily furloughed or laid off, things like that. So things will kind of start to get better in that way. With the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Strength card upright, this is saying that no, we overall are not going to get back exactly where we were. As a big, broad, global society, no. We're going to be somewhat disadvantaged. We are, you know, with the Queen of Wands, this is a go-getter type energy. And so this is saying in some ways we're not going to be able to have that go-getter, I create my everything the way I want it to, everything is manifested the exact way that I planned. You know, that's not going to be how things are for a while. However, the card that comes after it is the Strength card, saying that we're all stronger than we realize. We all are capable of more than perhaps we knew before all of this went down, and so we're going to be able to deal with what comes our way. So, that being said, let's further the story and see what it tells us. It's already gotten into answering some of the questions about economy stuff, but now I want to see what it goes into about some of these other things that we had questions about. Okay. Some of these cards are a little bit troubling. So, let's see how we'll put this. There will be a new normal. Things are not going to go back to normal as we knew it. Things will scale back in some ways. We will get some semblances of normal back. That will happen, but it's not gonna be the same type of normal that it was. And with the Ten of Cups in reverse, that means there's something getting in the way of our happily ever after. So take that, you know, as you will, however you will. With the Tower card in reverse right next to it, this is a card that we get when the issues that are happening are less about tangible, real things and more about what's going on up here. So let me explain. What this is saying is, okay, I need to be careful with how I say this. Let me disclaim this and say, if there are any specific words that I say when I'm talking about this that don't resonate with you, but you feel like if you were to choose a few different words and kind of still get the same intention and essence, and that would make you feel better or resonate better with you, then please take the opportunity to do that, because sometimes the words I choose will not be what resonates with every single person. It's really hard, the whole you can't please everyone type thing. So I'm just letting you know, reformat this message however you feel like you need to be able to receive it in the way that it's meant to be delivered, okay? Disclaiming that. What this is saying is that things are going to happen that are going to be pitched to us, presented to us in such a way that the emotions that we feel are going to actually be more intense than the reality that's going on. I'm not saying that what we're going to be presented with or told are lies. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, for anybody who's ever gone through therapy, have you ever had your therapist say, quit discounting the positives, where all you focus on are all the scary or bad or maddening things, and then you filter through the positive things and don't take a look at that? That's kind of what this is, that we're going to be presented with information that makes us fear the worst, get the most angry, be the most divisive and polarized, and those negative feelings, those are the things that are going to get played up when those are not all there is. And so it's not a balanced perspective. We're going to get pitched something that is not a balanced approach, not a balanced perspective, and that is going to make people feel like their worlds are crumbling down, and it starts in here. Chicken Little, the sky is falling. I'm scared. I'm angry. I feel all these extreme things. What I thought I knew is crumbling down. How I thought things would be is not really happening. What I thought, I was going to see, or what I thought I understood, or the people that I thought I trusted, or the systems that I thought were supposed to be in my best interests, or, even the governments that I thought were supposed to do right by me. Things aren't what they seem, and people are going to have intense feelings, intense realizations, things like that are coming. So that's the best that I feel like I can word it while I'm trying to tiptoe and be careful about how I say things. So take that through your own lens, and what does that mean to you in a way that resonates to you? Okay? So we're also seeing that things are, in terms of finances, the economy, tangible stability like that, it's going to be people are going to be overextending themselves. Things are going to be overextended. So what I mean by that, how right now things that are going on where there are debts people can't pay, there's responsibilities people aren't able to meet because we are perhaps not getting what's fair and what's deserved, and things like that, that somehow things aren't trickling down the way they're supposed to be, or somehow, people aren't able to get back up on their feet, or somehow people aren't being helped in the ways they're meant to be helped from a structural perspective. So I do see, unfortunately, that there are going to be people, families, businesses that still struggle and don't get the help that they need. I see that coming too. With the High Priestess right here, next to the Fool in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, Ooh, that Two of Swords, I'm going to pull some clarifiers. So this is answering all the questions that we had. So fortunately, we don't have to break the questions up one by one, because this is kind of pouring everything together right now, honestly. This is pouring everything together. Okay, let me just, before I get too ahead of myself. With the High Priestess upright, this is saying that for a lot of people and a lot of entities, we'll put it that way, because a business could be an entity, a family could be an entity. For people and entities, this is a big awakening moment. There is a shift happening that is a big awakening moment. People are going to see what works well, what doesn't, what should be a priority, what shouldn't be a priority, where there are needs, and what should we do about them? What kind of innovations do we need? Who out here is looking like they're supposed to be doing things for us, but really they're kind of the bad guy, perpetuating the rat cage rather than letting people free from the rat cage, so to speak. Wink, wink. There are kind of eureka moments, some internal flicks of truth that people are going to be noticing along the way if they allow themselves to notice rather than get sucked in to the, I don't want to say the game, because I'm very aware that this isn't a game, but you know what I mean, like get sucked into the stories, get sucked into, you get what I'm saying? It's hard to find the right word, because whatever word I choose could come off as insensitive or offensive, and I don't want to, I'm trying to be careful with that. I understand that. What we have here with the Fool in reverse is saying that this is a serious time, a time where we need to make a decision between two things, but with the Two of Swords in reverse, I think the decision has already been made for us. So this is kind of like when you're moving along and you're at a crossroads and you have the choice between, do I choose this line of the crossroad or do I choose this path? Which path do I go down? And with the Two of Swords in reverse, this is kind of saying the path has already been chosen. The path is already set for some kind of way. So I'm going to get two clarifiers, one on this side and one on this side, to kind of see the two paths here and what they represent. Oh God. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger, right? Don't shoot the messenger, right? Let me, before I even speak, I want to get the kind of which one wins out. Okay. Okay. So, the two, oh God, okay. Again, think about this in terms of what resonates with you, what makes the most sense with you. Think about it, reflect on it, allow yourself to be pensive and open-minded. There's no harm in being open-minded, no need to bash people's opinions and perspectives or whatever. Please be open-minded. But it seems like we have come to a crossroads where we can either decide to pull the veil off from our eyes and realize that what we had been seeing before isn't what it looks like, or we can choose to go down the path of continuing to think what we've always thought, believe what we've always believed, accept what we've always accepted, and follow what's being given to us. This is a gift. in reverse. So this is what it's like when it looks like someone's giving you a gift. It looks like someone's being the one to help you. It looks like someone's being the one to, give you something and help you and take you out of this and rescue you and all of that kind of stuff, when really, with this being okay. It's an underhanded gift. It's an underhanded gift. And I know this is in reverse, this is not in reverse. I get that. I said reverse, but I'm getting my words mixed up because this is some profound stuff. In some ways, what we are feeling like that we're being given isn't what it looks like and isn't necessarily something that could be taken at face value. You know how there's some people that give you gifts, but there's strings attached to those gifts? Think of that. Think of that. I give you this is what I get out of it in return, kind of a thing. In what ways might you be able to see how that could be playing out, in other words? So it's like we're choosing between pulling the veil off and seeing the truth of what's going on in a broader sense. What's going on, versus accepting what is and how it will be from here on out. You can kind of choose. With this card here, how I said I want to see what is it that people do choose then. Tell me the choice that gets chosen. Basically, people, systems, entities, the choice has been made such that our minds, I don't want to say things that sound like I'm way out there. Take in mind, I am doing cards that is way out there to some people, but I'm trying to be careful to not sound too out there. But the choice has been made that we have somewhat lost control of our own minds. In some ways, we have chosen the route to give away our own personal power, to give away our own sense of empowerment, our own sense of being able to provide our own safety and our own security to ourselves without necessarily needing something to come in and rescue us. We are allowing ourselves as a big, large group to become more helpless and powerless, is the decision we've made. And when people become more helpless and powerless, they look to other things to help them because they feel like they can't do it for themselves. And those things that help them sometimes take advantage and are not always benign. And that's what this is looking like. In terms of what's going on and what is to come. If that makes sense. Okay. Are we together on that? Are you hearing me? And again, take it with a grain of salt and take it with whatever it means to you. So let me add to the story here. Okay. We're getting, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So, in other words, remember what I was talking about, kind of control and things. When you get the emperor a lot of times stands for someone who's in charge, whether it's a person who's in charge, a very, very high up there authority, or an entity / organization that's in charge, really high up there authority. This shows that there is either a or some high authorities up there, whether it's individuals or organizations, that do not have our best interests at heart, and what they are after is control. Being able to control. We say jump, you say how high. That control. With the Magician in reverse right next to it, again, this is about taking people's resources away, in that people feel, again, helpless and powerless, unable to be able to provide their own resources for themselves, to where they feel like they need other people to swoop in and be the rescuer, because they feel like they can't provide their own safety and security and stability, etc. on their own. So they're looking to other things. This is the World card. This means this isn't something that's just, I'm from the US. This isn't just the United States. This is something that's a global thing that we will see. People will be looking out to try to make plans, figure out what can we do, how are we going to manage this, what can be done. The Eight of Wands, upright, rapid communication. We're getting told things left, right, and sideways. One day we're getting told this, the next day we're getting told that. Things are, kind of moving along. And with the Page of Wands, the page is a messenger. With it being in reverse, this means you can't always trust the message. So there are going to be messages that we're given that are not necessarily things that can be trusted. This video is going to get taken off the platform. There's going to be some things that we can't trust at face value. Again, I'm not calling any organizations or individuals liars. I'm just saying that for every truth we're told, it is in our best interests to be open-minded and question that, and look for ourselves in all different kinds of ways, in an open-minded way, to determine what we feel like is real versus not, true versus not, important versus not, etc. That's something that it seems is going to be important here. I'm just going to pull a little bit more. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Alrighty, here we go. Yep. So, at the beginning, remember how we saw things are going to ease up for a time. People are going to start doing better in terms of feeling better emotionally and doing better, financially, tangibly, etc. That's going to happen for a time. But we were saying, what about the overall? Are there going to be more waves of things? And this is kind of what we see. This stuff isn't over, is basically what this is saying. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is the best way to describe it is it's like bad news that's destined to happen. Bad news that we're not going to be able to get out of. It's something we're going to experience. Nobody's going to be able to do something now that makes this bad luck that's going to hit us not hit us. There's no way of preventing that piece. This is authority. This is justice and fairness. So what I'm seeing is there is an authority or some authorities, again, individuals or organizations, that are taking actions unfairly, justice card in reverse, so unjust, things that are unjust, doing things that are unfair. With the 9 of Cups in reverse, this means like the hope, the wish, and the dream aren't gonna come true. 5 of Cups in reverse, trying to salvage what I have. You know, here's these 3 cups knocked over, but at least I still have 2 cups standing up here. I'm trying to make the best of what I've been given. I'm trying to make lemons out of lemonade. I want the fighting to stop. I want the conflict to end, is what we're seeing here. So we are gonna get dealt a bad hand again. This type of thing isn't over. Whether that means that just suffice it to say it's not over. Just suffice it to say things will let off for a little bit and relax for a little bit, but this isn't over. And there are people/entities that will mismanage this, at best unintentionally, at worst intentionally, that creates new waves of bad luck, bad experiences, misfortune, things like that in the future. So it seems like in terms of this, things are okay. Wait, no, it's not. We got a quarantine. Wait, but the quarantine might be lifting and things might be okay. Wait, like in terms of that kind of roller coaster type feel, we may see more stuff like that. More roller coastery things that we feel as we try to regroup from this, because this is something that's going to take people time to regroup from. We're trying to regroup. We're trying to make this only be a recession and not be a depression. We're trying to find a way to rebuild from here, and in some pockets that'll feel okay and go well, and in some ways on a different scale, there's more lingering around it, and it's not necessarily over. So I do see more cycles. I mean, look at this. You have a wheel. It's the wheel of fortune. Wheels, they cycle, they cycle, they cycle. There's more cycles. Let me get an extra card on these, and then I'll be shutting up, because I know this video is already long. I'm just... Yep. Remember how I said justice not being fair, you know, being some key top authorities not doing right, not being fair? The Moon card in reverse. That secrets revealed. Hidden agendas and hidden secrets are going to start coming to light. Take note of that. Let me get more on this. Hidden secrets and hidden agendas are going to start coming to light. It's going to be things that are emotional to us on some level emotional to us. It's going to be things, this is the backstab card. This is the backstab card. It's going to be things that when we find out, we're going to feel like, I can't believe you were the one that's supposed to be protecting me. You're the one that's supposed to be helping me. You are supposed to be the good guy, and you've backstabbed me. What is this? What is this? I did what you wanted and you stabbed me in the back. I complied and you stabbed me in the back. This kind of feeling is going to come in a societal way. In a societal way. So, I would say keep your eyes open. There are some people that are so accepting of how things are delivered to us that they don't want to look at possibilities of things being other ways or whatnot. I just say question things. Just keep your mind open and question things. You don't have to commit to believing anything if you don't want to. But something's coming that way. With the whole, I want the conflict to end, just make the conflict end already. The star card on top of it in reverse is saying people want to start something new and they can't. So what's going on in the near future where people want conflict to end and they want the kind of feelings to stop, but we're not going to be able to effectively start something new in the way that we want something new to start? Take that for what you think it could be. The Death card. On top of this, the Death card. And a lot of times the Death card doesn't mean literal death, but sometimes it does. This decision that people who are supposed to, that this authority, organization, individuals, whatever, are supposed to be doing to help us, and they're not doing it, and they're playing us dirty. They have secrets and hidden agendas that's not supposed to be that way. They're actually stabbing us in the back, and what they're doing is quite literally causing this type of havoc on people. Whether they're making decisions about disease or whether they're making decisions about the economy, they're making decisions unfairly against us or will, this could be a future thing and not right now, they're going to quite literally cause people to pass, cause problems like that, and it's something that has to end. It's some way of being that is going to need to be stopped. I don't know what that's going to look like because that's pretty big. This is a pretty big scale thing, and it makes me curious. But I see that coming. Yeah, with the whole can't get started on something new and we're trying to get started on something new, the Page of Swords is a messenger about mental clarity, saying wake up, open your mind, be open, have mental clarity. Take off the rose-tinted glasses and look at this a different way and allow yourself to be like, wait, what? Whoa. You know, have that moment as if you've been blind this whole time and now you can see. There's something coming up like that. The Hermit in reverse. That's more isolation. Some kind of way there's going to be more isolation. That could mean physical isolation. It could also mean like emotional, spiritual type isolation. More isolation is to come to in the future in terms of trying to move forward to something new. So y'all, I've been rattling on for about 40 minutes now. I really need to hang this up. But tell me in the comments below what you think these things are referring to, because there's going to be a lot of people with questions and a lot of people with theories, a lot of people with maybe some reliable knowledge, maybe people who are getting some inclination as to what some of these things mean that other people would be interested in. Please leave a comment to let others know. and be respectful as best as we can. We may disagree on things. In fact, that's a good thing that we often do see things through different perspectives. Please don't. There's no need to be rude to people, when we're laying out our opinions. But just let me know what you think. And if you would like a private reading for yourself, just email me. You can see over here at beestalksandtarot@gmail.com. Email me. We can hook you up with a private reading. Maybe you want a reading about these times, or a reading about something else that's weighing heavy on your mind, things like that. Just let me know, and we'll see where this goes, and if we have to do any follow-up videos, we will, and hopefully we can get around this in a way that people will be allowed to watch it and it won't get shut down some kind of way. So, alright, y'all, don't be a stranger. Come back and see me here, and I'll talk at you later. Alright, bye.